Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show, the Entrepreneur Reality Show. It's been a pleasure sharing together with each one of us on various titles and topics and entrepreneurship, and really demystifying the whole topic, entrepreneurship. We said it's a big word which is very hard to spell. But anyway, it's a big word which has so many benefits when we get to understand what entrepreneurship is. Let me make this quote which I've been meditating upon, and I think it is very powerful because we've been talking a lot about it. It said, in this age of information, ignorance is a choice. I'll say it again. In this age of information, ignorance is a choice. Some of you are already finding yourselves guilty. We have too much information around us. And one thing with information is information has within it the power to liberate. And we've been looking at three things that information does. Number one, information sets us free from a prison environment. It sets us free from limitations. That's where the whole purpose of a prison. Number two, information gives us sight. It causes us to see opportunity. It removes blindness. And number three, information changes our mindset. Delivers us from a mindset of captivity, where we are limited, where we are blind, and we start seeing hope. And once we see hope, we are joyful. We act and live as a people who have a glorious destiny. We are unstoppable. Okay, so let's build up today by redefining entrepreneurship. It says that an entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur comes from two words. Are they French words or something like that? One of them meaning entry, and enterprise, which also means an undertaker, someone who does something on behalf of. An undertaker is also someone who goes an extra mile. He does almost the work nobody wants to do. Number two, an entrepreneur also is a person who is enterprising. Okay, so you do your service with an enterprising mindset. An enterprise simply means that you have a profit orientation. You have a goodwill to make better. It does not always have to be money. No, money after all is a result of something done. Money is a mindset. That's why we have different currencies in different parts of the world. So don't think the money you have is the only money. No. So greater than money is the value of what it is that we are delivering. So in a nutshell, an entrepreneur is one who undertakes, who gives a service with an enterprise concept or mindset behind it. Fine. Next one, entrepreneur, or even we can go ahead and say that an entrepreneur is also a person who creates, who's an initiator of business in the marketplace. I'm saying that so that I may introduce another person for those of you who are working in an organization, in an institution, and we want to introduce an entrepreneur within a corporate entity, and that person is called an intrapreneur. Say it with me, intrapreneur. Yes. That's a new word, okay? An intrapreneur is basically an entrepreneur within a working environment. And this is one person who you can almost think he's the owner of the company. He has an ownership mindset. He's a person who's there to serve, a person who's there who goes an extra mile, a person who handles the company as though it is his very own company. And those are the kind of people we are looking for today, because when they start awakening within the organizations, then organizations are going to realize, wow, we didn't know we have this great potential within our possession or within our capacity. And they will start, companies will start thriving, institutions will start giving better service, because they're not going to serve just because of kickbacks and all, but they'll serve because they know that we are here to undertake for the customers or for the people that we are serving. That said, I want us to introduce another generation of people who work within our current scenario and I think are really causing ripples. And let's call them millennials. Millennials are very interesting because they're both entrepreneurs and they're intrapreneurs. But we find it very difficult to place them. These are our young people who have come into the corporate world today and they're causing ripples. They're doing things that everybody else wonders, from whence did these people come from? I'm touching on millennials because there are people who are driven by information. These are people who are exposed to the internet, they're exposed to all manner of communication, technology, their techs, But one of the key foundations behind all this is these people are driven by information. Therefore, the older generation finds them very hard to deal with. Why? Because these are information people. The older generation are muscle people. They are people who have worked hard. These are people who come up with concepts, with ideas. And the thing is, how do we match the two? It's good we introduce them at this point so that we start understanding how they fit into our setup of work environs today. Let me try wrap up the three phases that we have introduced today so that we start putting ourselves and identifying ourselves. Who are we? Are we entrepreneurs? Are we entrepreneurs? Or, you who are millennials, then you will also start finding your place. Let's give an example of who an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is a person who comes up with an idea, a concept. He goes up into the marketplace. People like Steve Jobs, they would come up with new witty inventions. They come into the marketplace and say, hey, we can make you communicate without using, outside the environs of using a phone with a cable. And we say, how is that possible? And he goes on ahead and he makes an iPhone, and you're able now to move around into any part of the world with your phone on you. Anyone can reach you at any time. Henry Ford is another person altogether. These are people in their days, in their olden days. They came in and told people, you can travel faster without using a horse. And they're like, what are you talking about? We only know horses. And if you're saying we travel faster, then are you saying we use the king's horses? Because those are the only horses which were known to go the fastest. But he said, no, I'll bring you another kind of a four-wheeled vehicle which is going to drive you further. And nobody was able to understand them until they sold a fast car using fuel, not eating grass, but operating and carrying people more than what the horse would carry. And that is how the birthing of the dream and the concept of an entrepreneur was embraced. Are we together? I'm sure now you're asking, so who are intrapreneurs? I believe you're one of them. If you're in an organization and you're going further than what is just stable for you in terms of your job description, you come in and you see the shortcomings here and there in different departments, and you come up with witty inventions, you come up with suggestions that you can wisely share with leadership. You're one of the people that we're talking about. And I believe you want to know, how can you be inspired to be more effective in what you do? That is why Entrepreneur Reality Show is here. We seek to develop you in your different capacities, in your different strengths, so that we may be able to impact the world at large. Millennials, you're not left out. This is your time. It's the age and the time of information. And anyone who does not adjust to what the information is saying, it's a choice that they want to stay ignorant. I'm sure you don't want to be one of them.